Every organization strives to balance demand and capacity, but it's hard to do for two reasons. First, dynamics are constantly changing in how you generate new revenue opportunities, deliver current project engagement, and manage resource productivity. And second, the data needed to make sales and workforce decisions typically reside in separate systems. It's an intense process to understand the alignment of supply and demand and ultimately facilitate data-driven decisions. Today's Empower with Information session will demonstrate how Workday Prism can help you transform your demand and capacity management by integrating Workday data and non-Workday data for that big picture reporting and analysis. If you're responsible for the sales operations, resource management, or financial planning and analysis of your organization, Invisors is excited to show you how you can automate a transformation of your data that will facilitate real-time analysis, provide actionable insight to generate higher revenue, a more productive staff, and overall happier clients. I'm Chelsea, the leader of Invisors Workday Prism Analytics practice, and I've asked my teammate Jason to help demonstrate the demand and capacity workbench that we've built to help automate and improve this business critical process. But first, here's a quick visual of the use case behind the dashboard you're about to see. A professional service company is currently live on Workday HCM and Workday Financials. Their external sales opportunity and quote data is brought into Prism and then blended with their native Workday data to create secure, scalable dashboards for organizational users, from executives to managers and finance or HR super users. And for my fellow data nerds out there who want to take a quick peek under the hood at how we join data from multiple systems, here's what our data catalog looks like. We use this transformation to feed the demand and capacity planning dashboard that Jason's about to show you. The blue boxes represent base source data from either an external system or from Workday. The orange boxes represent different levels of blended and joined data from those sources. Jason, can you walk us through the demand and capacity workbench and help us understand how key personas within the organization can use these reports to make more informed decisions?
Of course. Thanks, Chelsea. Here we are seeing our Workday Prism Analytics demand and capacity workbench. It references the blended Workday and non-Workday data sources that Chelsea just described. I'm currently logged into Workday as a resource manager, so I can see across my entire organization. The data accessible by each user is controlled by their assigned Workday security permissions. So if I was logged in as a division manager, I'd only see the workforce, sales, and project data tied to the specific division I manage. I'll walk through each of the 6 major analytics. But let's start with our first 2 reports, which pull data from our sales CRM system and organize our opportunities by their sales stage. The revenue forecast by sales stage helps me understand the immediate demand profile for my resources, and the pipeline by stage report charts opportunities on a different time horizon, showing me what I may need to staff in the future. These complementary views are pretty standard to what I see in the actual sales CRM, but it gets fancy when we start looking at our blended data. Using our revenue forecast report, I'm able to see all the specific projects that make up the revenue in that probability category. Now we're looking at the verbal commitments that are only pending final contracts. I can drill into specific quotes to review project, resource, and forecast details. This dashboard also allows me to sort, filter, and create additional views to understand the data from different dimensions such as project and role. On our pipeline report, I can start to assess where I have resource capacity or constraints. For example, if I see several potential projects for the same resource type, then I would need to message that to the business leaders and HR that we should start to get some more resources hired or trained for that specific skill. Or on the other end of that spectrum, as the resource manager, I may realize there is a skill profile that doesn't have a lot of demand in the pipeline. So the sales team may want to launch a sales campaign or be more aggressive in how they price a deal to ensure that my resources don't sit idle. Let's next move to the assigned versus unassigned revenue report, showing me how much of our revenue has been staffed. As the resource manager, I spend the majority of my time using this report to make data-driven staffing decisions. Here, I can drill down and view unassigned roles by sales stage, project, and role to understand what needs to be staffed. You'll see there are additional date prompts on this report. This is the fun part where we start playing with our blended data. I can line up project-based actuals versus what was originally forecast. As the resource manager, I need to know when the actuals didn't hit exactly as they were forecasted. And this report helps me identify where I need to follow up and understand what's happening. If I dig into the unassigned amount, I can see on our quarterly audit project that there were hours forecasted, but no actual hours were expended. I need to know if the overall resource need is less than what was originally forecast, or if those unused hours will just be consumed in a different week in the project. That report is really organized from a specific lens, which projects and quotes need to be staffed. This next report, Demand by Role report, helps visualize forecast trends by role so we can see which roles are in higher and lower demand. Let's look at consultant demand for June. I can drill down and view these amounts by sales stage and by project. See if the demand is being driven by existing sold projects versus sales pipeline quotes. I can also drill deeper into any project to see the week-by-week demand. Finally, let's talk about our forecast hours by role and worker reports, which we use to compare demand by role versus workforce capacity for that role. I can review forecast hours by role, which provides a weekly matrix of forecast amounts by current headcount. As the resource manager, I use this to determine which roles will be under and overutilized. This view enables my staffing, resource sharing, and recruiting needs. Looking again at our need for consultant roles, I can look into an individual week, such as the week of June 1st. I can see that I have over 300 hours forecasted and only 3 workers currently assigned to that role. I can use the forecast hours by worker report to assess which workers have capacity to take on some of these additional hours. Collectively, these reports help me make data-driven decisions around new revenue opportunities, current project engagement, and managing resource productivity. Chelsea, I hope this visual demonstration helps paint the picture of how Workday Prism can automate and blend data sources to help a one-stop shop for your resource management needs.
Thanks, Jason, for that demo. If your organization would benefit from blending demand and capacity management data with Workday data, we would love to review your unique data sources and perform a demand and capacity management assessment. We can also help solution how your organization can use these blended data sets created within Prism as an input for workforce or financial planning in Workday Adaptive Insights. Using Adaptive Insights connector with Workday, this data can be directly accessed and updated as it changes to maintain a continual view of current resources and resource demand. Just click the Learn More button on the Invisors webpage where you watched this video to explore how Invisors can help empower you with information.